Welcome to this week's Members Weekly group coaching session as part of the Personal Brand Hub. The Personal Brand Hub is a community that I have created for founders who are on a similar mission to build a reputable and memorable personal brand that positions them as the go-to experts in their industry. This week, I'm launching my new Be More You structure or framework or secret sauce, if you want to call that, of personal branding. This aligns a lot more with my beliefs of how a personal brand should be built. And today we're going to be going over the anagram, I hope that's the right word, I always get it wrong, of be more you. That is my biggest belief, that you need to be more you to attract the type of people, the type of clients, the type of opportunities, the type of talent, the type of investment that you want to your company. That is my biggest belief. So let me introduce to you the Be More You framework, right? So this is my personal branding framework for founders. The B, the B stands for brilliant. We're going to be going over each one in a minute. So I'm just going to reel off what each one is for now. The B is beliefs. You need to share your beliefs, your experiences, what you've been through in your life, the moments, the everyday stuff, the behind the scenes, your opinions. What do you stand for? Tell people, help you be more memorable to other people. Help you be more memorable to other people. Does that make sense? Results. You've got to share social proof. You've got to demonstrate to people, this is what I can do. This is what I deliver. Expertise. This is how bloody good I am at what I do. Your why. I only just realized this earlier, but why obviously is why, the letter Y. I just realized it earlier when I was talking to someone. But you need to share why you do what you do. Why do you give a shit? Because why should other people give a shit? Others, so appreciating others, panning each other on the back, your mentors, your clients, perhaps even your colleagues that have helped you get to where you are at this point in life. And lastly, be unfiltered. There's no point hiding behind a screen of corporate bullshit that no one's going to believe in. Be your true self. Be more you. And if you do these things consistently, if you share these things consistently, your beliefs, your experience, your moments, your opinions, your results, your expertise, your why, others, and you be unfiltered, you will steadily start to attract more of the better. That's not the right fucking phrase. You'll start to attract more of the right clients, more of the right opportunities, more of the right talent, and more of the right funding to your company. And let's dive into number B. Number B. Let's dive into B for beliefs. What do you stand for? I hope you like the Braveheart thing there. I think that was the first
Oh,
thing that came to my mind.
that's great. I love it.
Braveheart stands for freedom,
Strength and
strength, and
bad historical versions of real
no,
life
terrible.
events.
Mel Gibson is, yeah, not great, not great. So what do you stand for? And I did a video on this yesterday about my favorite DJ and producer in the UK right now. He has this silly T-shirt which says "I hate UKG, UK Garage," and it's just a joke, but it's memorable. He always wears that T-shirt. People see him and associate him with that T-shirt, and he hates UK Garage. I later realised it's actually a reference to Peep Show because there's a character on there called Badger who wears a T-shirt that says "I hate UKG." So I kind of got,
Oh,
but I
love
stuck with it.
love Peep Show. Love Peep Show.
So would you know that then if I said I
No.
hate the Badger? Okay, good, all right. I'm glad about that because most people don't know it anyway. So I posted I noticed it halfway through editing the video, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to post it anyway. So he stands for something that helps him become more memorable. It's important that you share your values, your principles, and what hill you die on, what you'll never compromise on. What would you get tattooed on you? Um, Go on, Gary. What would one thing be that you would get tattooed to you? One belief, one value.
Less is more. Now,
Okay,
a
give some
little,
context.
a little story.
Yeah,
I met Nile Rodgers about 10 years ago. Nile
yeah,
Rodgers of chic,
yeah,
of, you know, Daft Punk, amazing
Yeah.
art, right? Guy's written some amazing legendary songs. And I met him afterwards after a gig, after watching him playing with Chic, who are amazing. And I said to him, "What piece of advice would you give me?" And he said, "Less is more." And I thought he's right. And in Chic's music, sometimes they're using less, they're using space and they're using gaps and they're using to push the message, to push the song. And he's right, less is more. Sometimes, so that's what I would get tattooed on my arse, probably.
Yeah. Of course you would, as a
Yeah,
Scot.
so yeah,
Mine would be good, bad, who knows? Good, comma, bad, comma, who knows? Which is the Chinese farmer of there is no such thing as a bad situation or a bad anything bad. Anything that happens in life happens for a reason. That's sort of part of it.
yeah,
But it more means that, when I lost my business, for example, there was a lot of good that came from that. When
yeah,
I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, a lot of good came from that. When I broke my leg, for example, I might, I haven't, but I might have met someone that I wouldn't have otherwise met.
yeah.
Everything that you perceive as bad can quite often be good. So when that happens that you perceive to be bad, you need to ask yourself, good, bad, who knows?
Mm,
Yeah,
that's pretty heavy.
yeah, I love it. It's my
Yeah, I
favorite
like
one. The
that.
China. It's not. I haven't made it up. It's the story of the Chinese farmer.
You
Next
could get
up,
that,
go
get
on.
it tattooed in China. No, don't get it tattooed in Chinese.
I wouldn't get it tattooed in
No.
Chinese. No, I'd get it tattooed in English.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Experiences. What is your unique story? Your journey is your content. And for young people, that don't, and we spoke about this with James the other week, who's a young chap. For young people that tend to worry that they don't have a story yet, well, document your journey from this point onwards. That's the best way to do it. People like you and I that have had at least 10 years of raw, brutal life experience have had the privilege or of life experience that we can reflect on. Whereas younger people who might not have that experience to reflect on, start documenting your journey from now. What are the wins that you're coming across? What are the losses? What are the cringe moments? Share it. It helps build an emotional connection with people. And don't teach from a mountaintop. Take people with you. This goes for the younger people sharing their journey. Don't look down upon people like this is what you could do if you wanted to make 10 million pounds like me a year. Fuck off. Like that's not gonna build any genuine connection with anyone. Share even the time that you got sacked or the time that yeah, right. Carry. I'll move on swiftly from that
How
one.
long have you
Uh,
got? Yeah.
moments. So what I mean by this is the everyday stuff, the behind the scenes, your random thoughts, what's going on in your day-to-day life, and I'd like you to do more of this, Gary, in particular, whether it's on your Instagram story or whatnot. I know we're taking this is getting into sort of one-to-one now, but I know we're taking less of a turn away from Instagram and creating video content because it's not where the business is coming from. It's not making them it's not moving the needle in terms of the bank balance.
Yeah.
But what you can do is concentrate on where the needle is moving, LinkedIn. You get clients from there, as I do, and then you go out with the nature of your job, right? You're out and about. That is a field day for content for you. You don't need to necessarily go out and purposefully make content. You just make content when you're with clients and you take their content and you use it for your content. This is what I've been doing today. You don't necessarily need to go out and make content for yourself. That's just been an epiphany for me and you, I hope anyway. You should be just creating content when you're making money. You're getting paid. You are literally getting paid to make money. You're literally getting paid to make content,
Content.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So I should use that content for my own purposes to say,
Yeah. But
yeah,
whilst you're there, say, do you mind if I just film some of my own stuff? Or do you mind just holding the camera? I don't know. Like one of your clients got some pictures of you behind the scenes of you doing
Yeah,
show people how you do your job and talk about the kind of people that you're working with. Obviously, ask their permission, but see, like today, I've been you get in the car on the journey home and go. By the way, I've been working with so and so today. They wanted this, this, and this, and I solved this, this, and this problem. Phone down. Just think about content all the time. I don't think you really need to plan it
yeah, yeah.
necessarily. The
I seen a
video
guy.
stuff, anyway.
I seen a guy earlier on TikTok, and he's an older guy. Well, maybe a wee bit younger than me, but he seems to know what he's talking about. He was, and his videos are really good actually because he said, you can just talk about anything whilst you can film like you're making a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and you put
Yeah,
some voiceover over it. He says, doesn't matter what you're talking about, you've got a visual there, and it doesn't really matter what the visual is either because
yeah,
people are engaged, they're watching you making a coffee. And I
yeah.
thought, yeah, and so
But
this
yeah,
little
yeah.
app that I've made, I should really make a little video for that and say, so today I built this app.
Do it. Do it. Yeah.
Mm.
Why don't you just film your head and then turn it like the most, like I said, those videos that just went viral on TikTok. This is not my business related, by the way, but for the boat that I live on, are not polished videos. I just created them off the hook. One is me running around ranting to my phone. I'm not even on the screen, but there's lots of stuff going on.
Yeah,
There's outtake water coming out the side of the boat. There's the generators whirling. There's buttons that I'm clicking.
yeah.
So it's a visual aid for people. I didn't go crazy. I didn't even think about what to say. I just talked, right?
Brilliant.
That's often the best stuff.
Mm.
So moments, yeah. If it feels too boring to post, then it's probably perfect. I think that's quite a good line for what we just talked about. If it feels too boring to post, then it's probable or probably perfect. There we go. Next up is opinions. Stand for something. What pisses you off in your industry? I literally did a video on this 48 hours ago. Um, what do you, oh no, it was yesterday. It was the Badger one. So what do you stand on? It helps if you stand for something. I think you've bought the book from Alex M.H. Smith, but he calls it contrarian beliefs or contrarian values, either
Yeah,
or.
yeah.
Have you read it? Have you read it yet?
Not yet. I'm still reading Atomic Habits.
Okay. I'm a slow reader as well. Don't worry. I'm
Mm.
terrible. But he calls it that was I actually listened to it as an audio book, but that stuck with me. Contrarian values and contrarian beliefs. And Alex M.H. Smith is talking about traditional branding. So he's talking about companies taking a stance against the norm in the industry. What a lot of it's you saying no to what a lot of people say yes to. And you can and it it's interchangeable with personal branding. It's exactly the same. Just take a stance on something that most people say yes to, and you go, no, I don't stand for this. This is bullshit. I don't like this. So I could look at people that do personal branding. There might be certain people out there. I'm not saying there is, but people that are saying they'd have to be idiots. But people that are saying don't be authentically yourself, they probably wouldn't say that out loud, but they might beat around the bush about it. And I go, no, 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 buddy. You need to be more you.
Yeah.
So that's something I can stand for. That would help me be more memorable. In fact, this is not an opinion, but the whole reason I've done this, don't be beige, be more you. Another reason I've done it is to be more memorable. People remember, oh, Ben's the guy that says, don't be more beige, don't be beige,
Ben's
right?
the guy.
This is, huh?
Ben's Ben's the guy on Ben's boat.
Ben's the guy that owns a boat. Yeah,
And Ben's on the boat. And something you said to me a couple of weeks ago was in our one-to-one, you said, be more you, there's only one of you,
yeah,
Gary.
yeah,
So you don't have to copy being anyone else. Just be yourself because you're unique.
yeah,
There's no other person like me doing what I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah,
because there's only me. There's
yeah,
only, I can't try and copy someone else doing what they do because it won't be authentic. It will be me copying and it'll come across as that. So
yeah.
yeah, that's really resonated with me is be more you.
Good.
And I think I've seen that in some of the videos I've made where I have just been myself and been a bit more relaxed about not thinking about a script or getting it totally perfect, but just being a bit more,
Yeah, yeah.
getting a personality
And
across. Yeah.
good. I love it. I'm so glad about And good, it's sticking. So that's a good sign.
That's a good sign.
It's sticking with people.
Yeah.
And it's also what it's going to do, and I'm not just saying, I'm saying this for your guys' sake as well, but what it's going to do is attract people that are willing to be more themselves. So there's lots of, in fact, I'm going to write a piece of content on this. Fucking hell, that's a genius idea.
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Right. The reason, another reason I've done this, subconscious, I do things without realizing sometimes. I didn't even brand myself the private healthcare guy in my last business consciously. Um, the next reason I've done it is because it helps align the people that come to me, because I've had some clients that have been, not been willing to be themselves, and I'm like, come on, like you need to be yourself. You need to
Mm.
stand out. Um, well, you stand out anyway. It's just because you are uniquely you. So just be comfortable being authentically yourself. And this message that I'm sending to people now, don't be beige, be more you, is my belief of how you build a personal brand, and it will deflect people who are not willing to be more them.
Them. Yeah.
It's a
And that,
self-selecting tool.
and it's not easy to be more you, which is why
Yeah,
you're here doing what you're doing,
yeah,
because we're kind of flooded constantly with images and videos of other people,
yeah,
and we've got that kind of FOMO of, not fear of missing out, but that kind of, I think you wrote a post on this, did you not,
yeah.
a week ago
Comparing
about,
yourself to other people.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, it all ties
yeah,
in.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So yeah, it is. I don't. There's no point in me trying to be the next Ryan Nangle or Simon Squibb, because they are doing it and they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You've got to
totally.
find yourself, and I'm on the same journey, brother.
Mm.
This is a step in my journey, the be more you stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
taking you with me.
cool. I'm along for the ride. Yeah.
Results. There's a lovely testimonial from Gary. You've got to show some social proof, and social proof builds trust. There's no point you saying, I'm amazing at my job. You've got to get other people to say it for you, because if you are recommended a client, which I was recently off the back of my personal brand 5 years ago, um, they are like 90% more likely to buy from you, because they've been recommended to you by someone that they already trust. So that trust has just transferred from that person to the person that's looking to work with you. Makes sense? Oh, I trust that person, so I'm going to take their word for it. That's how you, yeah, that's how you scale trust. That's what I talked about the other day in my video. Before, it doesn't have to necessarily just be testimonials. Like, look what so and so said to me. We've talked about this before, and I'm not going to talk in it today. Like controlling the narrative of testimonials, but even WhatsApp screenshots. That's the new thing nowadays. Getting WhatsApp screenshots. I sometimes post stuff that Gary sends me. Not all the time, but like stuff that, this the penny's dropped, or I've got some, this certain thing's working for me at the moment, because it's very difficult in my line of work, and some other people might find this as well. This is the reason I'm saying it. It's quite difficult to put a figure on the success of your work. Building a personal brand can take anywhere between 3 months and 2 years. It could take longer if you're dog shit and you don't have help from me. Uh, but it's very hard for me. There's PTs out there. Couple of my mates are PTs, successful online PTs, like coaches, and they're constantly posting, oh, this person's lost 2 kilos today. This person's lost 2 kilos. And I'm thinking, how can I literally compare myself to that? How can I share results like that? I can't. So what you a way of doing that, if you're in a line of work like me and you're struggling to get those sort of like definitive numerical like results, just share people's feelings and emotions through their WhatsApp messages. This is what so and so said to me today. The penny's dropped, or I'm really starting to engage with this, or what you said today really chimed with me, and I think it's brilliant, and I've implemented what you've said. Blah 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 blah. I know it's a bit more fluffy, but it's just gonna be, sadly. The advice that I get, some of the advice I got off the back of my new sales document was, Ben, where's the transformations? Where's the fucking numerical, like, how many followers have they gained? How many more clients have they gained? Okay, right. Chill out. That might happen in the future. In fact, it's a definitive, it's definite if you do build a personal brand, but it's not the be all and end all. It's about finding clarity. It's about attracting the right clients. So some of the results that I might post, for example, are Ben. Oh, today I've attracted a client that is just an absolute gold standard. I love working. Like I can tell that they are ideal for me. And that's because I've been sharing my values, beliefs, my experiences, my story. You followed the Be More You framework. And guess what? You've attracted clients that actually get you. They haven't questioned. And this is what's going to happen for you, Gary, is once you start building that personal brand, you can start hiking your prices. I mean, you can already, but because people are going to see your value, they're not going to question it. Unless you start charging like £5,000 for 1 hour, like people aren't going to question the amount you charge because they know your value. They know you're bloody good at what you do. They know people sing your praises. Blah 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 because you've been sharing your results. I'm really
Yeah.
waffling. I've been over going for 23 minutes now.
I'm
So
going to quickly,
yeah,
you just mentioned something there that I'm going to
yeah,
just
yeah,
quickly share with you,
yeah, yeah.
is a way that you can show people how what you're doing with me is getting a result. So here's can you see this? This is like my content performance on LinkedIn.
I'm sharing my screen at the moment, so
Oh, so I can't do that.
well,
All right.
just tell me now, so it's in the recording.
So, okay, let me think.
Sorry, put you on the spot there, pal.
Yeah.
Loads of people
So,
are going to see this. Tens of thousands of people are going to watch this.
so a really good way to kind of evidence or show that the work that you and I have been doing the last little while is working is by looking at my impressions on LinkedIn.
Yeah,
So you're supporting and helping me with my posts on LinkedIn, and I can see that that's working because I look at the impressions and I look at the scale, which is going up.
yeah.
So that's clearly a good thing because my
Okay,
posts are
brilliant.
getting viewed and seen by more people. So that's one
Love
way.
it.
Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
mentioned about PT, how PT can mention somebody's lost so
Weight
much
loss.
weight or whatever.
Yeah,
So we can do the same with this. We can just go, well, look at the stats. The stats are telling us that
yeah,
it's going the right way. Yeah,
yeah. Okay, screenshot that, please, and send it to me afterwards.
yeah, we'll do.
I'd love that. Thank you. And we started working together 3 months ago, so I'll put a. Here's gone down there, and it's gone up there.
Yeah, you can just tweak it. Yeah,
Right, expertise. You need to show people how good you are at what you do. Sorry about the hammer and sickle. I just thought that I looked like Lenin or something standing there with that combed back hair and that suit. I look ridiculous. Ah, people, I bring you bread and freedom. Hey, comrade. That's it. Um, so you need to demonstrate your expertise. You need to teach, explain, break it down. Make your audience smarter because they follow you. Give them advice. Give everything you know away. Thank you. Give everything you know away for free. I'm saying everything. Do not hold anything back because people will, I've said this a million times and I'm going to say it again. People will always need your unique expertise. They'll always need your accountability, for example, with me. They'll always need your support. They'll always need you. They'll always be willing to pay. They're never going to go through your Instagram, your LinkedIn profile and take all the information. No one is that. I mean, there might be like a couple of people out there. I've taken a lot of stuff for free. I look at a lot of people because I'm driven to build this business and I'm, you know, starting a business, you're also financially lacking. So I go and do things myself. I'm just like, fuck it, I'll learn it myself. Like I'll just film, I edit all my videos myself. I create my own PDF sales documents myself. I edit my own videos. I do everything myself because it's the way I want. I like learning, right? So give everything you know away for free through your content. Every single drop of expertise that you have. Show people how bloody good you are at what you do. Humans instinctively trust those that help them for free. It's just nature. And that's what, if you know, if you're starting a business, for example, and this comes from James Smith, the popular author and PT, you need to accrue, you need to build goodwill. And if you help people, I'm not saying undervalue yourself, you still need to charge and put food on the table, but help as many people as you can for free. Give people your expertise for free. Don't be a wanker and be like, no, sorry, you have to pay for that. In fact, I had it the other day with a guy that I had a one-to-one with. I was asking some advice from him. We do similar stuff. And he's like, yeah. And then he stopped and he's like, okay, well, the rest you're gonna have to pay for. I was like, he didn't say, he said it as a joke. It wasn't deadly serious, but, and he was a lovely guy. But I was like, really? Like, fucking come on, brother. That's gonna stick with me now. I'm never gonna forget that. That he wasn't willing to give away that his unique value for free. You know, we were sharing ideas. We do similar things. I
Right.
need to get a, I need to get a move on. Your why should we give a shit? Remind us why you care. Why do you do your job? Having a purpose creates a way deeper connection than process. And your why can be selfish. It can be that you want financial freedom for your your loved ones. It could be that you are sick of being employed and you want to create a business that gives you that freedom. The more selfish it, not the more selfish it is, but the more raw it is, the more believable it is. And the more people, the easier it is for people to resonate with you. Having a purpose creates, yeah, I've said that already. Why do you really do this work? What keeps you going when times are tough? I've had it so many times, you know, thinking, why do I do this? But then I think, well, I can't go back to employment because I hate it.
Mm.
So, and also when I started my first business, I was lost. I didn't have any direction. I didn't know how to build a personal brand. And now I want to be that person that I wish I had for other people. So, what's one of your whys, Gary? You're off mute. It's fine.
Yeah. One of my whys, but why I do what I do.
Yeah. Come on,
Um,
this should be hard. Just one.
oh, there's loads. I mean,
I
similar
know.
to
Yeah.
you, I don't want to work for someone else telling me what to do. I like the fact that I can make my own decisions and I don't have to answer to an HR team or whatever. Um,
Yeah. we
but
know. We know you don't get along with them.
yeah, no. But and the why for me is I think the why for me is the 25 plus years of working in care. I actually care about what I do and I care that I want people to look really good online. I don't want people to look shit. And when I
Yeah.
see my stuff, I want it to look good.
Yeah.
So that's for me is, it's all about standards and quality.
Yeah. I'm sick of watching people look like shit online. Basically, that's your tagline now.
Yeah, yeah.
No, well, that's what we worked into your messaging. If I go to your LinkedIn profile now and I look at it, that will be in there
Yeah.
because that's part of your why.
Hmm.
Um, Others, it's not just about you, darling. You need to celebrate your clients, share their wins, and thank your mentors. It helps build that trust and get credibility because it shows that you're part of a community. If you're gonna go and thank other people, then other people are gonna think, oh, if I go and work with them, they're gonna thank me or they're gonna promote me. It's a circle of gratitude. I've just made that up off the top of my head, but just thinking that I'm some kind of fucking guru.
Yeah, Elton
Uh,
John. Yeah, like it's a circle of life, really.
Circle of life. Okay, yeah. Celebrate others. Celebrate others. Those who have helped shape your journey and your business to this day. If there's someone that, you know, I never forget the people that reached out and helped me in the first year of my first business and gave me free coaching, free whatever, because I was struggling so much and I was in my early 20s and they probably felt quite sorry for me. I never forget those people. I never know. And this goes back to expertise and giving away as much as you can for free, but still knowing your worth. Because people will remember you. And the whole point of building a personal brand is to be remembered. That's the whole goal here. And be more you. God, what a slogan, eh? Who thought of that? Last but not least, unfiltered. So stop hiding behind this BS corporate cloak. The more unfiltered you are, and the more authentic you are, and the more you are, the more people are going to remember you because you're acting uniquely you. If you're trying to fit into a cookie cutter version of someone else, then guess what? People aren't going to associate your name with authenticity. They're just going to associate your name with that other person you're copying. Now, I've mentioned vulnerability will stick way more than polished shite. Yes, it does. If you're if you're British, then be very careful here because we'll probably tell you to fuck up if you're too vulnerable. But if you're American, go for it. because your audience are going to love it.
Yeah, the
Um,
Brits have got a real habit of, smashing people when they're, at the top. You can think
yeah,
of so many celebrities or personalities that, have
yeah,
done really well and they've got to the top, like Gaza, for example, footballer,
yeah,
brilliant footballer.
yeah.
Uh, but people love kind of hearing
It's
about,
all in our media as well. It's ingrained in our culture. It's ridiculous. Like the
yeah,
newspapers will just slam people, and then it kind of rubs off on us, and it kind of just snowballs from there. And we're like, oh yeah, that person. I think I know who. Gareth Southgate,
no, I'm thinking of Gascoigne, Paul Gascoigne.
Gascoigne. Sorry.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'm just. I don't know football very well, but I'm thinking of the
yeah,
recent England
sorry.
manager. Huh?
I have no idea about football.
No, neither do I. Join the
I've
club.
got, is Pelé still playing? That's
I know
is,
he's not the first
is Kevin
Ronaldo.
Keegan? Yeah, I've got no idea about football, and yeah, I will be quiet about football.
Yeah, same. And and lastly, most importantly, be more you. And I've said it a million times, but that is the lesson for today. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and stop the recording and turn my aircon on because I'm about to melt.